beautiful, beautiful crowd.
It's a beautiful town.
Guys, how's everybody doing tonight? Give it up for Dave one more time, your host. It's good to be here. I'm at a weird point in my life. Aren't we all? That's right. But I'm at a point where I think I look great for 35, but I'm 24. It's really tough. I've looked this way my whole entire life. I swear to God, when I was 13 years old, my mother tested me for ADD, like the rest of my generation. And when I was 13 years old, I was not that smart. So I took the test, and I remember hearing the doctor correct it in the next room. He was like, this 20-year-old can't even divide. He put me on 72 milligrams of Adderall a day. Think about how much that is. I got to thinking about it, and I was thinking, like, what if they had that shit at Woodstock? It would have never have ended. Tommy Chung would be president, and we'd all be a little happier. When I was 13, my dad looked at me and he said, you look big enough, why don't you start paving roads? So I did. And if there's one thing you need to know about people that pave roads, there's two kinds of them. There's ones that have beaten drug and alcohol addictions, and there's ones that have drug and alcohol addictions.
Your whole table!
Yeah.
Hey, I beg your pardon.
Fucking two of us.
So, I remember the first day, when I was 13, I looked exactly as I do right now. I was talking to this truck driver, and he goes, hey man, you want some meth? And I'm a stupid 13-year-old. I was like, you're in my math class? My teacher was wicked confused when I gave her a bag of meth. Paving roads it's tough, man. It's tough. Like, I just remember growing up as a kid, and I knew I was different. Because, like, most 13-year-old boys wish for, like, footballs or bikes. I remember sitting on the side of the road at 13, covered in diesel and asphalt, wishing for Susan Sarandon to show up with a camera crew. And she'd stand next to me, and she'd be like, for $1 a day. And then that song would start playing, in the arms of an angel. You can help this poor paver boy have a bottle of water and a clean pair of jeans for the whole summer. But it never happened. It never happened because that only happens for refugees. Those lucky sons of bitches. But I feel like sometimes we get treated like refugees. Like, anybody in here work in an office? Yes? I'm sure you guys got wacky games in there, like cool water cooler conversations, chain emails, what have you. We can't play many games paving roads. It's 400 degrees out there. So our favorite game is to take the last drag of your cigarette and put it in someone's pocket. And you wait to see when they notice they got caught on fire. And it's not like people my age, it's like 64-year-old men playing this game.
Idiot.
62.
Idiot.
So, it's tough, man, but you get a lot of weird nicknames paving roads. Like on my crew, we got a guy named Spanky, Miyagi, Cheese Tits. But then you got ones that make more sense, like Crackhead George.
Love him.
He's a guy. Yeah, that's real. You know what I hate is people that complain when we're doing your road. Like, we're giving you a new road. Don't complain to us. I remember jackhammering at 7 in the morning and this lady coming out to me and she's like, "Are you sanctioned to be here?" Like, no, I'm just a freelance jackhammer. You can find my ad on Craigslist. Or I'll be shoveling a pile of asphalt, and it's always a guy with a habit that comes up to me. He's like, hey man, are you hiring? Like, do I look like I'm in HR to you? But besides paving, I got other stuff going on. By a show of hands, how many people in here think I look intelligent?
He's doing it.
Hey, that's okay, because you paid to see me, you know? I realized I must not look intelligent, though, because the conversations people have with me in mundane places are always the same thing. Like, hey, did you catch the game last night? Did you see the tits on that broad? Like, yeah, I did. I don't want to talk about it, though, you know what I mean? But just once, I would like somebody to ask me if I caught NPR the night before. Like, I didn't, but I'd like them to ask. Yeah. Just one time. Just ask me one time. I heard we have a birthday over here. Is that right? Guys, you know where to buy your drinks for the rest of the night. No, none of you like the way she looked. All right, whatever.
See me. They can hear
That's
you.
fair. Yeah, they can hear you. That's for sure. That's for sure. She's taking Michelob Ultra, so whenever you get a chance.
What's like?
So, this fucking table. So I'm moving out to California in May, and I'm sorry guys, you're gonna miss this lovely mug of mine, but I'm gonna miss New England. I'm gonna miss New England a lot. There's a lot of history around here, but like we never quite seem to follow up with it. Like Springfield is where basketball was invented. When was the last time you heard an NBA star coming out of Springfield? Worcester, Massachusetts, where birth control was invented. Every high school has a daycare for its students' kids. Were they just like that lazy? They're like, I can't pull out, man. We need a pill. We need a chemistry set. I was reading the newspaper the other day. They're having the Civil War reenactment later this month in Worcester. And I'm like, what a thing to reenact. Like, what a terrible day that was. Like, thousands of people died. Like, you think they'd reenact something better, like the Pats winning the Super Bowl. I'd obviously be Malcolm Butler, because I look the most like him. But, I was thinking, like, you could do that with, like, any natural disaster. Like, imagine, like, tornado reenactments. It's just people spinning in a field, like, you know, for like, help! Look out! Accomplishes the same thing. I'm a big guy. I didn't realize I was a big guy till a little while ago. I was at a bar and a gentleman bumped into me and he looks back, he says, "Oh, sorry guys." I'm one person. And I got really upset about it, and I went outside and I was smoking a cigarette by the door, and this kid comes up to me and gives me his ID. Thought I was the bouncer. I told him $5, I let him in. I went on a road trip to California recently, and this country is really beautiful. If you ever get a chance, go check it out. It's a real beautiful thing. I hit 23 states in 17 days. It was awesome. It was really awesome. But they do things a little differently in places, I noticed. Like, I was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, wearing a Red Sox hat. Yeah, drinking a beer, and this guy comes, this big black guy comes up to me. He goes, "You a Red Sox fan?" And I was like, "Yeah." "Are you?" And he was like, "Hell yeah." "Oh, you're from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Why are you a Red Sox fan?" He goes, "'Cause fuck the Yankees." It's weird, I've never liked a team because I hated another team. I was in San Antonio, Texas on a work trip, and this guy from a company that I won't disclose because it's not a good story for them, but it rhymes with caterpillar, and he takes me out and he goes, "Tonight it's on Caterpillar." Takes out the gold card, and hey, I was drunk. The last thing I remember doing is dancing to Barry Manilow's "It Looks Like We Made It." I come out of a blackout at 4 in the morning, and we're standing in front of the Alamo. The Alamo! And we're both Worcester guys, and he goes, "So, you trying to break in?" So we do. And the Alamo is really not protected that well. You'd think it'd be the other way around. But like, we're walking around, it's pretty cool, and there's like this little outside guarded section, and he was like, "Oh man, I really gotta piss." And I was like, "Me too." So we start, and then all of a sudden I see a flashlight, and they say, "Freeze!" And both streams stopped. And I look at him, and I go, "Okay, on 3, I'm gonna go left, and you go right." But the thing was, I was on the right. He was on the left. And he's a small guy, and I ran him right over. And now we're running through the Alamo like a Scooby-Doo episode. Like, I'm jumping out of this room, and then the cops come out. I'm yelling, "Remember the Alamo," the whole time. I jump out of this window, and now it's 4 a.m. I'm wasted, and I'm in San Antonio, Texas. Everyone has a gun in San Antonio, Texas. So I'm worried. I put keys through my fist. I'm like, if somebody tries to mug me, I know what's going down. You know? I'm Worcester. Shank people. And all of a sudden, I'm walking, I'm lost, and I see this guy running at me, and I'm like, "Oh, this is it. This is it." He gets 2 feet close to me, and I punch him, and he falls down. It's the guy from Caterpillar. He's bleeding. He's like, "The hotel's this way." I'm carrying him in. We get to the two doors, and he looks up at me and he goes, "It looks like we made it." Oh no. I then went to San Diego. I was visiting a buddy out there, and I go, "I'll be there in 6 hours." He goes, "All right, I'll be there." I get to his apartment. I call him. I go, "Hey, I'm outside, man." He goes, "Oh, wow, I'm in LA." It's 5 hours with traffic. He goes, "I'm going to send my friend down there. His name's Frank. He'll take you to his house. You can hang out there." So I'm sitting there, smoking a cigarette, leaning on the car. This black guy walks up to me. He goes, "Hey, I'm black." And I was like, "I'm white, what's up?" And he goes, "No, I'm Frank, black." I was like, "Oh, you should have led with that." So I go up to his apartment, and there's this other guy there, and he's running around, and they're cleaning, they're getting ready for the night. It was a Friday night, everybody was pretty excited, we were drinking some beers, and then all of a sudden I hear this pound at the door, and they're like, "Oh shit," and they open the door, and these 3 huge black guys walk in, and they're yelling and screaming, and then I'm sitting in the corner just like drinking a Jack and Coke, like, "What's up?" And all of a sudden they start getting in my face, and I was like, "Oh man, like this is not where I need to be." And then they stop and they pause and they go, "Ha ha, Whitey!" But you gotta think, to do that, the two dudes I was with must have texted them. Think about it, like they didn't just show up and be like, "There's definitely a white kid in here. They'll know what we're doing." And then on my way back, I hit Colorado, Boulder. Boulder's a really beautiful place. You should check it out. And my friend's taking me around, and he's showing me these statues. They got statues of like fisher cats and water buffaloes. I go, "What's up with these statues?" He goes, "Oh, this is the wildlife we have here." It's like, first of all, like, if that's the wildlife you have here, why do you need statues? Like, it's here. And then I was thinking, like, if this happened in Boston, like if Boston had statues of its wildlife, it would just be drunk Irish girls. They're the real animals. You ever take a Jameson shot with an Irish girl? You put it down, you don't know if she's gonna hit you or kiss you. I'm gonna leave on this last note. One of my buddies just got sober, and I thought I'd be a good friend and look up support groups for him. And it turns out there's a support group for everything these days. Absolutely everything. Guys that can't grow beards, like sailors with left hooks for hands. Like, what about the ones with right hooks? I don't get it. But while I'm looking these up, I'm thinking, like, how is there not a support group for guys with girlfriends on their period? It would save so many arguments. There's nothing for it, not even a 10K. We could do it here at the Grafton Inn. I'd walk up to the mic and I'd say, "Hi, my name's Anthony. I'm on day 5. Last night, my girlfriend woke me up crying at 2 a.m. because she didn't like the ending to Titanic. She yelled at me for finishing the ice cream, but it was her. And the guys in the back, the sponsors, are just husbands with wives on menopause. It doesn't get better.